Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to get the best out of your AI tools. Now, I remember when I first started using ChatGPT, I used to get extremely frustrated with the output I used to get. Like, I would ask ChatGPT to write something for me and it would be so generic and it would be completely useless, to be honest. Other times, like, the tone would be so formal that I would have to now, keep retrying. And a lot of the times, like, it doesn't even, do the right thing for me. And what I started to do was to start to think about my AI tools like human beings that, probably don't know me, or maybe they're new on a job and I want them to do something for me. How would I ask them to do something for me? Right? So if I just tell the person, write an email to Johnson, yes, it's going to write an email, but if that's the input that I'm giving the person, I can be sure that the person can choose to write anything to Johnson, right? What is it about? Who is Johnson? And the moment I started to think about, these tools like a human being, like my personal assistant, like, things changed. Now, there are 4 key things that I've realized that needs to absolutely be part of my prompt when I need to, use any of my AI tools. By the way, my go-to is actually Claude.ai. That's the one I use the most. I still use ChatGPT, but I prefer Claude. Anyways, I'll get more into that later. For me, there are 4 key elements that needs to be part of every prompt that you're giving your AI tool in order to get the best result. Number 1 is persona. Number 2 is background and context. Number 3 is then the task. And then number 4 is maybe the tone of how you want it to write for you. So persona, in terms of who do you want this AI tool to think is performing this task? So for example, if I wanted it to write me a very good email to, say, an estate agent called Johnson, I could say something like this. I'm a property investor. I am trying to write an email to my estate agent Johnson about the property that I viewed last week. So me giving my AI tool my persona and also the persona of the person that I'm trying to write to is the foundation of how the email is going to go. The next thing I'm going to do is give the AI tool a bit more context. So I've already told you that I'm writing about a property that I viewed last week. Now, what next? Okay, so I want to put an offer on the property. The property was advertised for, say, £200,000. However, I want to put an offer on the property for £170,000. Here are a bit of the reasons that I want you to include in the reason why I am offering something below the asking amount. I can then tell it to write me a compelling email to Johnson with the offer and also try to make sure that it justifies the reason why the property should be given to me at that lower amount. Now, I can tell you with AI that the level of input you give to it is what's going to determine your output. Now, because it has the context of who I am, who I'm writing to, the reason why I need to write, and the task, and also the tone and what I want to achieve, it's easier for it to give me a better output. If it's something that I want to do at work as well, I give it my job title. If my job title is not something that is very common, I may describe what I do on my job as part of that. And then I can now give it a bit more context on what I want it to do for me. So for example, I'm a product manager. A lot of the things that I do, I write user stories. So I could tell it something like, I'm a product manager. I'm trying to build this feature that does X, Y, Z. Help me write the user stories and all the acceptance criteria using Gherkin style. And then it's usually going to give me an outcome that I'm able to tweak and then use. So the next time you want to use your AI tool, remember that you need to give it a bit more context. You need to let it know about your persona, or the persona of who you're writing to, or the reason why you want it to help you write something. Then you give it a task and you can give it a tone. With these 4 elements, trust me, the output you're going to be getting from any of the AI tools that you're using is going to be so much better than you just asking it to do some generic task for you without giving it a bit more context. Now, I know this is a very beginner friendly video. There's so many other ways you can prompt your AI tools in terms of even the format it's presenting, whatever thing you're asking it to do. For example, do you want it in a tabular format? Do you want it in bullet points? Do you want it in like any kind of format that you want? It can produce it for you, but you have to give it a bit more information for you to get the best out of it. So if you're struggling to use your AI tools, remember you need to help it to help you. Anyways, that's all for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.